Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on our quest for what is sensorality. And so our logical structure, again as we've referenced, if I need to make it explicit, is literally the statement from rhythm to algorithm. Words have meaning, we're iterating a bunch of logic, we've shown that algorithm is not well defined, and we're trying to show this generation or logical substitution, linguistical substitution of I'm assuming at this point it's going to be sensorality is kind of replaces what algorithms are. But regardless, we're looking for a unique sequence, unique logic, a unique statement. What is sensorality? Why do we censor things? Sexuality, sensuality, sentience, conscientiousness, like all of those that word family. Very clearly they're related linguistically. I'm just trying to find this unique syllability. Freedom is the opposite of burden, right? If somebody wants to be free of a burden, the opposite, right? Again, language naturally converges, burden of proof. We want to free of a burden. And so, just continuing on with our logic. Sensorality differentiates speciality. Speciality limits sensorality. Biting is oral, right? If somebody says, that really bites, that's really bad, that really stinks, right? It's a negative thing, right? And we're just biting. And when I just end, there's nothing else to say. And we're at the end of this whole entire proof. Sensorality is sensory. Sourcinality is sourciny. So we kind of got into that in the last episode, but it kind of just needs to be, again, like you do cross multiplication, kind of that logic with syllables, or again, just flipping syllables, again, just going to show this complete differentiation of this word family. And so sourcinality is sourciny. Sensorality is ideationality. Idea, ideal. Sensorality ideates, right? To think is to ideate. Sensorality idealizes, right? We all want perfection. We try to maximize our efficiency with rhythm, but perfection doesn't exist. You can't achieve maximal efficiency. Perfection doesn't exist, ideals don't exist, so on and so forth. Sensorality realizes, right? That rock over there, what's up, Gussie? This man. We have our visiting scholar once again. Come here, buddy. But that rock over there is not going to have any ideas, and it's not going to realize anything. Come on, buddy, we're gonna keep going. This is what happens when you don't have a place to work. But what is realization, right? It's that process of synchronizing or synchronicity. You're thinking about something, and in that moment, that light bulb, it clicks. Synchronicity clicks. Sensorality practices. Practice matricy. So I remember last time we had matrices, and what is M matricy, just one without the S. But linguistically, and when I say linguistically, I really specifically mean the letters. It's similar. It just strikes me it should be pretty obvious to you as well. Sensorality limits drasticality. Something's drastic if something is extreme, if something is exceptional. Again, a lot of these words have connotations, but our stabilizing definition is going to be very neutral. Because there are no bad words, there's no really good words, there's just words that describe physical processes. Practicality is pragmaticality. All right, that's the title of the last episode. I said language is literal, literal is practical, practical is pragmatic. Sensorality is pragmatic. Ignorance is agnostic, right? Someone says, hey man, you ignorant. You're ignorant. You ignorant, right? No, dude, I'm agnostic. I don't know. But both words, just words for meaning lack of knowledge. Sensorality is stellar. Efficiency is useful. Sensorality is efficientality. Efficientality is scientificality. So now this is one where it shows you the not direct, but a very, very close to, again, we're based on that CN again, efficiency in science. We covered that in the previous episode, but now we can see where that CIENT, again, moving, it's iterating, and then logically you have a very clear conceptualization of what efficiency means and what science means, and it's the same thing. So now again, like I said, we've proven the consistency of conceptualization, which that's way up there on the mathematical achievements, but it's true. It's demonstrably true. So efficientality is scientificality, entality is ficality, coming from the scientificality. Sensorality is fickle. Ficality, fiscality. Sensorality is fiscal, right? Inanimate objects, which I'm virtually sure is redundancy, but they don't have money. There's no monetary system. That rock over there is not worried about inflation or the Fed rates. Don't cut rates, J-Pal, straight to the moon. Make the interest rates 500 million%. But fiscality is fiduciarity, right? I'm a fiduciary. Everyone knows that commercial, Fisher Investments, some dude comes on there, I'm a fiduciary. You know what I'm talking about. Fiscality is fiduciarity. Fiduciarity, fidelity. Sensorality is fidelity. And we covered that again, the infidel one, pretty recently. But again, some of these might be redundant because again, we're closing the proof. We're doing iteration after iteration after iteration until it's completely done. There'll be nothing left to do. Right? When I first introduced speciality, I even said it in one of these emails. It was like, you probably thought like there's this big thing going on and you can go participate with it, and you can't. We're closing up the whole proof. Because you can go back to any one of my lectures and you can very clearly at different points continue on the logic, add another ality, present another operative word, but we push out and then we contract in. And so this proof is very, very tight, regardless of how big it seems to everybody else. There's just a lot of different gradation to specificity and generality of these word families. Novelty is niche. Niche touche. A corner is a nook. Niche is specific. Sensorality is specificality. Rality, cality. A building is an edifice. Artifact, artificial. Seniality is artificiality. Sensorality is specificiality. All right, so again, this containment of this definition, where you can't really modify the base, we just have to change the prefix and suffix, but we're showing you how this logic builds, how the language builds, how the linguistics, the literal letters, the syllability builds. So sensorality is specificiality. Feces. Feces is excrement. Detrimentality is harmful. The opposite, okay, so this is homework, a homework assignment. This is PG 14 or 13 plus, but homework assignment. The opposite of orality is anality. Anality, analogy. Anal. Anal, oral. Anal is picky. Stringency is strict. Anal is strict. So I'm sure you had a lot of conceptualizations, a lot of imagery floating around in your brain with those words flying around all willy-nilly. So what did that last chunk of derivation make you think of? 3 to 5 paragraphs. Maybe use some pictures if you're good at drawing. Maybe a Venn diagram, I don't know. Anal, oral, moisture, salivation. A lot of good operative words for you guys to have a nice writing prompt for the homework tonight. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.